Where do I even begin? I got married to my husband about 11 years ago. Since getting married, we have tried and tried to have children, all to no avail. I have gone from fertility clinics to hospitals and even visited churches for prayers, all of which have failed me. The fertility doctors claimed that there is nothing wrong with me and I am capable of having children. I tried convincing my husband to visit the fertility clinic with me, but he kicked against the idea. He always got furious whenever I brought up the idea, sometimes ranting and throwing tantrums. Eventually, I learned to just let it go. The problem, however, is that we were under pressure from both our families to deliver children. 11 years, they said, was a long time to be married without bearing any offspring. As the woman, naturally, I received more of the blame. It became more than I could handle. At one point, I even considered leaving the marriage, but decided against it. Eventually, his family decided that enough is enough, and they brought him a second wife, a young lady from their hometown, to birth children for him. He hated the idea and fought against it initially, but eventually succumbed as he didn't want to ruin his relationship with his family. I lamented at the fact that my husband couldn't stand up to his own father, but since everyone believed that the cause of the childlessness in our marriage was me, I humbled myself and allowed the second wife to move in. They got married 3 years ago, and up till now, no show. No children. One day, I asked my husband if maybe the problem was from him, and he didn't give me an answer. Sometimes he behaves as though he knows he has a problem, but just can't voice it out. He sleeps with both of us regularly, and yet it doesn't look like he's expecting either of us to get pregnant. When I spoke to him about the possibility of being the problem, he just kept quiet. It was as if there was something he couldn't or didn't want to tell me. His family also grew quiet as the failure of the second wife to get pregnant made it apparent that he was most likely the problem. I jokingly asked my father-in-law one day if he would be bringing a third wife to our home, and he couldn't respond. The whole ordeal had become just as embarrassing for them as it was for me. So this is my story. Now, here is my confession. I am a 41-year-old woman nearing menopause, and I want a child badly. My mother went into menopause early at around age 85. By the look of things, my husband may be the cause of our inability to have children, and if I stay loyal to him, I just might live the rest of my life without a child. Earlier this year, I met a man who showed interest in me, and we went out on a few dates. He's a married man who knew I was married as well, so neither of us was deceiving the other. Our intimacy wasn't really born out of love, but simply because I wanted to see if I was barren or not. Needless to say, this man has been able to do what my husband couldn't do for 11 good years. After just a few months together, I am pregnant. The whole thing feels like a dream. I haven't told him or my husband yet about the pregnancy, but I'll have to do that soon as signs have started appearing all over my body. My husband is a very proud man, and he will most likely ask me to abort the child. I have no intentions of doing that. I also cannot move in with the real father, as he is a married man with kids of his own. He is quite well-to-do, and I am sure he can provide for the child, but he cannot be involved in the child's life. This is a problem for me because I believe children need a male father figure in their lives. I also don't want to divorce and raise my child as a single mother. What would you do if you were in my shoes right now? I am not looking for judgment or criticism. I just want advice on what to do next and how to move on from here. I'll be reading the comments. Thank you.